Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon. I'm your host, Joy Walters Kidd, and I am your love and dating strategist. Again, it is good to be here with you guys today. I don't know if you hear the music playing in the background, but ever since I was a little girl, I remember when my daughter was, oh God, I think she was about 8 months. I loved the song by High Five called The Kissing Game. And I don't know why, it's been like, my daughter, like, oh, well into her 20s, and I still love the song as though I just heard it for the first time. I'm in love with that song. So just bear with me, it makes me feel happy, you know? So anyway, the reason why I came on today is because I've been posting this week about, why some people would rather stay single than to bother to date. And you know what? The truth is, and dating can be a headache. And the reason why is ultimately when we're dating, the goal is to find the person that we want to find to share a life with, right? I mean, isn't that the reason why you date? I mean, I don't know. Some of you may date for fun and you're not looking for anyone, but I assume the reason why people date really is because they're looking for that ideal partner to settle down with, or looking to just meet people and have fun. But I assume that the ultimate goal is to meet Mr. Right, meet your husband, meet that person you're going to share your life with, right? So anyway, today I just wanted to come on and dig a little bit deeper into that and to look at some of the reasons why a lot of people seem to find it easier just to stay single than to bother with dating. Because when you're going out there time and time again and you're not finding what you're looking for, of course, you start to lose hope. It starts to become very difficult. You want to date because you want to find someone, but in the next breath, you don't want to keep on putting yourself out there, keep on putting yourself out there, keep on putting yourself out there. It gets so exhausting. And again, I've been there, done that. Back then for me, it was a lot of chat rooms. I used to go into a lot of the chat rooms and I used to talk to guys, and a lot of them I talked to either had girlfriends or I definitely had no interest in them. And yeah, very exhausting. So I can't even imagine what you're going through in this day and age with, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, just so many platforms, so many places to go to meet people, but you're meeting them, but it's not going anywhere. So I just kind of want to put some things into your mind about what's causing this, what's prolonging it, what's stopping you from ultimately meeting who you want. And I really want people to get really, really good at the vetting process, to pay attention, because this is the thing. The more and more skilled you get at something, the better choices you can make quicker, and the quicker you can get in and get out of there. But that also leads to another big reason why it's probably not working either. And I'll get to that, and that'll be the reason number 4. So I'll get to that. So anyway, one of the reasons why some people would rather stay single than bother dating, is because, like I said, ultimately it's just the hurt to be bothered to go through again and again and again. And the truth is that you're just generally repeating the same mistakes time and time again. So anyway, I'm going to go through those with you, right? So the truth is really number 1, right? When you're dating guys, you see what you want. You're not seeing them for who they are. You're seeing them for how you want to see them. And naturally, when you find a guy attractive and you're interested in him, you want to see him the way you want to see him, because you want him to be the nice guy that you can ultimately meet and fall in love with. I mean, of course, right? We meet a guy, we're attracted to him, so we want him to be what we want him to be, right? And I remember, many years ago, I remember there was this guy, actually he was my son's barber. I mean, when I say sexy, I mean sexy, okay? And I remember going there all the time and seeing him and thinking, yeah, I'd love to date this guy. But anyway, we talk on the phone and stuff. Hey, lady, we would talk on the phone, but he would be boring as heck. I don't care how hot he was. I just couldn't. I couldn't date him, right? But I was trying to force it. And that's what we do a lot of the time. We have a tendency to want to force that which we want to see. We want the guy to be right. We're interested in him, so we think now we should force that square peg into the round hole. And naturally, you want it to be what you want it to be, so that's understandable. But honestly, that is a waste of time. And what I find is that some people are doing it way too long. Some people are spending 6 months, 1 year in relationships they shouldn't spend relationships in or spend their time in. And it's just more and more time wasted. I would say, honestly, wait until you find the right guy, because when you're trying to force and force and force, you're just honestly, nobody wants to waste their time. But ladies, honestly, a lot of y'all out there are wasting too much of your time, because you know whether the guy is right for you or not. You do. And that's one of the things that, I teach my clients. tune into your intuition, because that will tell you everything that you need to know. Anyway, so number 2 also, that you fall for unavailable men. Emotionally unavailable men. Some men are just not in tune. They're not there. They are not there. But again, we try to force the issue and force the issue and force the issue. It's not going anywhere, right? So we need to learn, honestly, as ladies, to let things go. And that doesn't mean you jump in and jump out quickly and don't make an assessment. But if it's not working, honestly, let it go, because the more time you spend in relationships that aren't working is more time that you waste, and you're not giving to the person who's actually worth your time. And it's interesting because I spent years with people, and then here it is, now I have a great guy, like it's crazy because I have 2 kids and they're not for him and he has none, right? So, it's not really, it ends up not really being fair to some of the really nice guys who are willing to give you their time and energy, but you've done all your other stuff with the other guys, and now you don't want to be bothered to do certain things. And I know this girl, she has 2 kids with this guy, and she says any guy she dates from now on, they will never get a child from her. It's not going to happen. She has her 2 kids, she's not going to bother. And it's really sad because she can meet somebody nice, but she's not willing to give them that gift now because she felt like she's been there, done that, and doesn't want to do it again. But, we'll see what happens to me and my husband. Anyway, number 3, right? You go for the wrong types of men. We all have a type. Let's face it. We all have a type. Mine was tall, dark, handsome. He had to be a particular way. But, I was doing that for a very long time. Actually, yeah, very long time. Since I was a teenager, my boyfriend, my husband, he wasn't what my girlfriends and I talked about. So it was really difficult because I knew what ideal I was looking for. And because he didn't fit the profile, how was I going to introduce him to my girlfriends? We had said that we were looking for this. So how do you now say to your girls, oh, this is how it's going to go? And then you end up picking a different type of guy. But you know what? There comes a time in your life you have to give up the nonsense that's not working for you. And it's not that those types of guys are bad, but you keep on chasing this particular thing. And if it's not working for you, there comes a time in life when we have to say, folks, let it go, let it go, let it go. Open up your horizons. And listen, again, I'm not saying go for someone who you're not attracted to. I would never, ever preach that to anybody, because if you're not attracted to them, what are you doing there, right? Because come on, it's a relationship. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying, right? But you want to find someone that you're actually connected to. And in finding my husband, while he wasn't my type per se, he ended up really being my type because he has a good heart. He's there for me. He's loving, he's caring. And really, ladies, honestly, that is the type that we need to go for. Hopefully we can find all the other physical stuff that we like. And I'm very much in love with my husband, and I think he's very attractive. But I couldn't see it before because I was only looking that way and not being open to looking this way. And one of the other really, really big reasons why I think a lot of people would rather stay single than to, date and meet Mr. Right. You know what? It's the idea of opening up and truly, truly being vulnerable. A lot of times we're out there dating and we're not being our true selves. We don't want someone to see who we really are. How can we open up our hearts and really show someone who we are at our core? It's a really, really big risk. And a lot of people feel like they've opened up their heart and they didn't get the person that they wanted, that person end up walking away from them. But I'm going to tell you this, if you don't open your heart and be true, you're never going to find the person who's going to truly love you anyway, because really the truth is that they're just getting an edited version of you. And if they don't know the real you, how can they ever say that they love you? They can't, because they don't know you. It's a huge risk to open up your heart and hand it to someone. But I tell you, with my husband, it took a while, but once I started to, it just felt good. It felt good to stop pretending that I was in it when I knew I wasn't in it, that I really hadn't given my heart, that I really wasn't willing to take the risk. You have to be willing to just honestly risk it all. Let's put it this way. I'm sure all of us can say we've been hurt at some point. But didn't we get over it? Aren't we fine? We're grown women, right? We're tough. We can take anything. So even if they hurt us, why are we so afraid? Honestly, I'd really like for you to consider this. Why are we so afraid of getting hurt? Has it killed any of us? I assume that we're all here breathing, living. Anyway, why are we so afraid of getting hurt? And the thing is that that's the thing that you most need to do. You need to open up your heart. You need to just, not with just any guy, and don't get me wrong on this. It doesn't mean that every guy you meet, open up and give them everything you got. But when you finally decide to get all the other pieces in place and you find the right guy, if you don't take the risk, even if he's Mr. Right, he's not going to stay, because he needs that woman who will open up and connect with him, who will truly be there. And yeah, Trudy, it sucks when you get hurt. Trudy, you know me, and before my husband, it was my son's father, and my heart was broken. In my heart, I felt like my heart was broken into pieces, because I gave this man my heart, and I felt like, so you're just gonna walk over it? And really, our relationship ended on the fact that he went out all the time, and he'd leave me and the kids at home. And I decided that, I deserve better than that. I'm home all the time, and this man wants to walk out and leave me like I'm nobody. It was a big risk, but I knew I needed to walk away and leave him, because I needed somebody who was going to truly be there with me and love me. So I felt really hurt. I left him, but I was very hurt. And in doing this, and in being this relationship, this is the longest relationship I've had. I've been with Bobby, for almost 13 and a half years now. And opening your heart, though, I'm telling you, feels so good just to let go. It feels good to just, what my thing is this to him. If I give you my heart and you stomp all over it, I've done my part. I've given you heart and soul. I've been me. You see me fully and openly and honestly. And if you want to step on it, nothing I can do. But can I say something? You attract, my husband always says it, you attract what you are. And if you don't open up your heart, don't expect somebody else to do it. We have to be willing to give what we want. We have to be willing to, if we expect them to do it and give to us, we have to be willing to do it. It's not a one-way street. So you gotta open up, take the risk. When you find that person you like and you see that they're giving, give back, open up, just do it, just be raw. The worst that's gonna happen is, again, they walk away, show must go on. But when you're true to yourself, that's when somebody can be true to you. And until you do that, I'm gonna make you this promise. Until you do that, nobody can truly give to you. They can't. They won't, because the door's not open. So how do you want someone to walk through your door, which is closed, and when you're not willing to do the same, right? Because of past hurts. So that means that we're giving the people who hurt us in the past, we're still giving them our heart. We're still giving them who we are. We're so they still have us, right? So we're still under lock to them, right? We have to open up. I really, really, and I know that a lot of people will probably be very challenged by this, but when I decided to open up my heart, that's when I felt the freest in my relationship. That's when I felt like I was really in one. Aside from that, I just felt like I was just kind of passing through. So while that's risky, I'm really gonna encourage you to take the risk. And until you do, you can't connect, right? You just can't connect, right? So it's risky business, but I really, 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 really want to encourage you to take a chance, because you'll never find a man who can truly love you unless you let him love you. And until you allow him to love you, we can do the fake love thing all day, but then you're going to have a fake relationship. Why do you think so many marriages aren't lasting, or people are running in and out of relationships? Because people are afraid to get hurt. So as soon as they see a sign of hurt, they run. But you got to take the risk, right? And that's really, really, more than anything, my message to you today is to take the risk, because if not, you're going to keep on going from one relationship to the next, to the next, to the next. Just remember, as much as we dog men for being who they are, if we limit the connection, they can't step in. And it's when you allow them to step in that they can feel truly connected to you. And I've heard this from many women, and I've experienced it myself. And my husband said, as much as I saw that you were acting tough, I saw that opening, and I saw that you wanted to open it, you wanted to let me in, and so you started to let me in, and I appreciate that. And you can build from there, but people honestly keep on closing the door, nobody can walk through. So if nothing else today, I want you to remember, open your heart, be vulnerable, take the risk. You got to be authentic, you got to be genuine, you got to be real with who you are, because until then they don't know you, and then both of you are just sending out your representatives, and then there's just going to be two representatives in a relationship until the straw comes that breaks the camel's back, and then you guys are going to go your separate ways, and then we're going to just keep on repeating the same things again and again and again, and then we say we can't find love. But that's not true, right? There is love out there. You just got to be willing to take the risk. All right, folks, so I want to thank you so much for your time today. Open your heart, trust there's someone out there who's willing to love you just as you are. So anyway, feel free to join me if you want to talk about this more, or I do one-on-one coaching. So if you're looking to do something different and to find ways of doing this in a way that doesn't seem so raw and so hard and so difficult, I want you to join me. I encourage you to, to book a call with me and let's sit down, or let's chat, because there's ways around it. If I can do it, anybody can do it, right? But if you don't take the step in that direction, you can never, ever get there. All right, folks, so thank you so much for giving me your time today. And I'll be live again next week. And I think next week I'm going to be talking about, again, why good women attract not so great men. That's the continued part 2 of my series. So I'll see you next week. But until then, I hope you'll join me on a call and let's chat. All right, so have yourself a great rest of the day, and I'll see you again soon. So bye for now.